Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today to discuss Chapter 8, Managing Project Costs and Quality. I'm Chad, and I will be presenting on behalf of the HATS team. So, what are costs and quality? Well, costs are pretty obvious. It's any money spent in support of the project. This includes costs during the planning phase and execution phase, and can include things like labor, materials, operational costs, etc. Quality is defined by the International Organization for Standardization as the degree to which a set of inherent characteristics fulfill requirements. This means that the perception of a product's quality can be different depending upon the perspective of the viewer. For example, a minivan that's good on gas might be a high quality car for me, a father of two with a third on the way, but would be low quality for a Formula One driver. What are the techniques for managing costs? Well, there are 4 steps in project cost management. Step 1 is plan cost management. This is the process of using inputs such as the project charter, the schedule management plan, and the risk management plan, and using expert judgment and data analysis to create a cost management plan. Step 2 is to estimate costs. Project managers will consider all aspects of the project, including human resources, materials, outside services, equipment, etc., and even have to consider things like inflation if the project is long enough. Step 3 is to develop an overall project budget that will serve as the cost baseline for the project. The project schedule is then used to spread the costs out to calendar periods. This allows the project manager to compare actual costs to the projected costs at any given moment, which is essential for step 4, controlling costs. In this phase, the project manager uses the planned budget controls to ensure that the project doesn't go over budget. Next, we're going to talk about managing quality. So you had to dig into the textbook a little bit for this slide, but why are managing project costs and managing quality grouped together in the same chapter? If you're anything like me, reading through this chapter, the jump from managing costs to managing quality seemed very sudden. But the reason they're grouped together is because the quality of the product you are designing directly impacts the costs of the project and the success of the business. If project managers plan for quality from the start and have proper techniques for managing quality, it will save on project time and costs in the long run, since it's cheaper to prevent problems than it is to fix them. Once problems arise, extra time will be spent on testing, debugging, and updating the product. Beyond that, Xerox researchers have found that customers who were very satisfied were 18 times more likely to repurchase from the company. The quality of your product will also impact the reputation that you and your company have, impacting your ability to generate new customers. For this reason, quality management is a vital aspect of cost management and the future success of a company. As an extreme example of poor quality management, the book discusses Y2K. For those who don't know about Y2K, which stands for the year 2000, there was a fear in 1999 that computers around the world would glitch and fail due to the year being stored in 2-digit representations, causing a bug when 99 had to increase by 1. At the extreme end, some people genuinely feared that it would cause an accidental launch of nuclear missiles. I was only 8 years old on New Year's Eve in 1999, but I remember some of my friends had to spend the entire night hiding in their basement with their families out of fear. The bug was successfully resolved worldwide, and no major incidents occurred because of it, but engineers around the world were working on remediation efforts for years leading up to the millennium. It is estimated that this bug cost over $300 billion worldwide to resolve. Throughout the years, there have been many well-known pioneers in the field of quality management. Some of these pioneers include W. Edwards Deming, Joseph Jurin, Philip B. Crosby, Kaoru Ishikawa, and Robert Kaplan and David Norton. Deming is best known for his 14 points of quality, which emphasize a systematic approach to management focused on continuous improvement, fostering a culture of innovation, teamwork, and learning to enhance quality and productivity while reducing inefficiencies. Jurin was best known for developing the Jurin trilogy, which focuses on quality planning, quality control, and quality improvement. He emphasized the importance of managerial responsibility in achieving quality and introduced the concept of fitness for use to define quality from the customer's perspective. Uren also popularized the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule, which many of us have heard of. The idea of the Pareto principle is that a small number of problems create the majority of work in projects. Crosby popularized the idea that preventing problems was much cheaper than fixing them and published 14 best-selling books. He defined quality as conformance to requirements. Ishikawa developed the fishbone diagram, which is a diagramming technique used to explore what causes problems. Fishbone diagrams are commonly used today during root cause analyses, formal processes used to determine origins of a problem and create solutions for them. They are also used during planning stages to attempt to avoid potential pitfalls during projects. Ishikawa also created a list of 6 steps to achieve quality. 1. Determine goals and targets. 2. Determine methods of reaching goals. 3. Engage in education and training. 4. Implement work. 5. Check the effect of implementation. And 6. Take appropriate action. Kaplan and Norton created a system called the Balanced Scorecard. It's used to help determine what additional perspectives companies should assess in addition to finances, including the learning and growth perspective, the business process perspective, the customer perspective, and finally, the financial perspective. There are 3 main parts to ensuring the quality of your product. They are 1. Plan quality management, 2. Manage quality, and 3. Control quality. I'm going to talk about these individually in later slides, but for now, it might seem like those steps overlap. Each one serves a distinct purpose in quality management. Here's a brief breakdown. Plan quality management focuses on defining the quality standards and requirements for the project. It involves identifying what quality means for the outcome, setting objectives, and deciding on the tools, processes, and criteria for assessing quality. It's all about creating the roadmap. Part 2, manage quality, is done once the plan is in place. This step ensures that the processes used during the project align with the quality standards. It's about implementation, conducting audits, reviews, and process improvements to maintain quality as work progresses. Think of it as ensuring things are done the right way. Control quality is all about inspection and verification. It involves measuring and testing the final outputs to ensure they meet the quality requirements defined in the planning phase. Any deviations are identified and addressed. So part 1 is about the plan, part 2 is about the process, and part 3 is about the product. So let's talk about plan quality management. Plan quality management is when the project manager takes inputs such as the project charter, project requirements, and stakeholder engagement and feed them through various tools and techniques to produce a quality management plan and quality metrics. The techniques that are used include brainstorming, benchmarking, cost-benefit analysis, and cost of quality analyses. The cost of quality analysis involves weighing the cost of conformance, or the cost to prevent quality problems, against the cost of nonconformance, or the cost resulting from quality problems. Cost of conformance can involve costs for training, equipment, testing, or inspections, and the cost of nonconformance can include costs to fix the quality issues, such as wasted hours, reputational damage, or liability issues. The desired outputs from this process are the quality management plan, which specifies how quality measures will be implemented during a project, and quality metrics, which are operational definitions of specific processes, events, or products, and an explanation of how they will be measured. The managed quality process is composed of all the activities and actions required to ensure that the project meets the quality standards outlined in the plan quality management process. This process is ongoing and iterative, receiving inputs from the control quality process and adjusts project processes to improve product design. The control quality process is a process of monitoring the results of the project to ensure they meet the quality standards. Tools used for this are inspections, statistical sampling, and even surveys sent to customers. The results are then fed into tools such as Pareto charts, flowcharts, fishbone diagrams shown on the right, and histograms to determine solutions to problems. These solutions are then fed into the managed quality process, and then control quality starts again. Thank you so much for joining me today. This concludes my presentation on Chapter 8, Managing Project Costs and Quality.